Yeah, sure. What's up?
I was gonna ask you the same thing. What are you doing down here staring at the haunted castle?
I'm just thinking.
Speaking of the Cassadines, Nicholas came to see Sarah. You know he's talking again?
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, so you saw him too?
Hey, what are you doing out here alone? It's getting dark.
The cops called. That Detective Garcia. He, got my medical report from my exam at Mercy, and he wants to do a follow-up. So he wants me to come down to the station and tell him what happened. Not that it's gonna do any good, but I sort of have to go. Is it so important that you stare out Windermere right now?
No, you want me to go with you?
Only if you...
Yeah, let's go.
Thanks, Joaquin.
Thanks for coming in, Liz. I'm sorry, do you mind if I call you Liz?
Oh, no, that's fine.
This is Dara Jensen, Assistant District Attorney. She's asked to sit in on the case.
Liz, I thought you'd be more comfortable with a woman present.
Thanks, that's real thoughtful. I brought my own support system. I hope nobody minds or is not against procedure or whatever.
If you're good with it, so are we. Why don't we move inside? Anybody want water, something to drink?
I'd really like to get this over with. No offense.
None taken. I know this isn't an easy thing to do, Liz, so I'll try to make it as quick and painless as possible. Okay. Let's start with the date of the incident.
You guys ready for this? Friday, February the 13th. The only thing more perfect would have been April Fool's Day. I'm sorry, I tend to mouth off when I'm nervous.
It's okay.
It's okay. What time of night are we talking about?
10-ish. I had been to an 8 o'clock movie, and I decided to finish my popcorn in the park. I didn't want to go home too early, so I was stalling for time.
Why is that, Liz?
Because I was stupid. I had lied to my grandmother about going to this dance at school. I didn't go, but I wanted her to think I did so she wouldn't hang around and feel sorry for me all night. Anyway, I decided to sit down on a bench for a few minutes. And that's when this guy, he grabbed me. And he put his hand over my mouth from behind. I was so shocked at first, I didn't know what was happening. But I started to fight him right away. I couldn't scream, though, because he had his hand over my mouth. It was sort of like he trapped this sound inside my throat. I continued to struggle and to kick and fight, and I tried to hold on to the bench as tight as I could. But he was so strong. You wouldn't believe how strong. And then he dragged me into the bushes. It was dark, so I couldn't see anything, and he still had his hand over my mouth, so I couldn't breathe. And then he threw me to the ground.
Liz, please, take your time.
It was cold. He ripped my dress, and he ripped my nylons. I could feel things cutting into my back, you know, like rocks, pebbles, glass, I don't know all what. But he hurt me. He hurt me really bad. It felt like I was being torn in two. I didn't want to be there anymore, you know, inside my body, so I left. I had heard about that sort of thing before. Disassociation, I think it's called. I never understood what it meant until that night. And I remember I kept telling myself, I can get through this if I don't go through it. So I had to separate myself till it was over. It took forever. And then he was gone. The thing is, I'm not gonna be able to help you guys because I can tell you how strong he was. I can tell you that he was heavy and he was mean and that he didn't care that he was hurting me. But I can't tell you what he looked like. And whatever he may have left on me, I washed off as soon as I could.
I think we could use the water now.
Yeah.
Is there something that stands out in your mind about him? The color of his eyes?
He was wearing a ski mask and gloves. If I even saw his eyes, they just didn't register.
Could you think of anything that might help us get a
Look,
beat
she
on this
said
guy?
she doesn't remember.
It's okay. Lucky I can do this. Well, there was this one thing. A scent.
Alcohol?
Cologne.
Soap. His hand over my mouth and his neck. He smelled like soap.
Is it a scent you'd recognize again?
Maybe, but what good would that do? I mean, you can't take me door to door to smell every guy in Port Charles.
No, we can't. But I can look into past cases, see if any other women mention the same thing.
You think there were others?
It's possible.
You're never gonna catch this guy, right? And it's pretty much all my fault because I did
No.
everything wrong.
Liz, don't beat yourself up. You did the best that you could.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Liz. We don't have much to go on, and it's been a long time. Catching this guy's gonna be a long shot. But he's in our books now. We won't stop looking.
Can I go now?
Sure. Here's my card. If you remember anything at all, please don't hesitate to call me.
Graham, what are you doing here?
Well, I found your note. It started getting a little late, and I worry. But of course, I should have known that Lucky would be here.
Whatever I can do, she knows that.
Mm-hmm. Elizabeth, I would like to take you home if the two of you haven't made any plans.
No, I would like that.
I'll call you tomorrow, okay?
Okay, thanks again, Lucky.
Well, shall we?
I need to splash some cold water on my face. Do you mind?
No, not at all.
I'll be right back.